If God is a loving God, why is the path to heaven so narrow? For the same reason, the law of gravity is just one. You can't have your own law of gravity, and I have my own law of gravity. Truth, by definition, will always be restrictive. If the alternative is taken, that you do not have any restriction to truth, then there's no real distinction between truth and error. Truth will always have its boundaries. But I realize what you're saying beyond that. Your question is really not that whether truth has its boundaries, but why are the boundaries not including so many others who may try so hard and work so hard within their own consciences and so on? So I would just say this to you. Whenever you get a legitimate currency, there will always be those who try to come up with a counterfeit currency. The fascinating thing to me is it is really not narrow. To me, it is so merciful that it would be narrow if I were told how many laws I had to obey in order to get there, how many events I had to observe in order to get there, how much money I had to give in order to get there, what I had to do to break out of a caste system, to climb the ladder. That to me would be narrow. If you take, for example, the pantheistic worldview and the caste system today, where you can do nothing to change why you are born this way, your karmic debt has to be paid and has to be paid and has to be paid. That's narrow. You cannot break free from the shackles of the caste of your birth. The Islamic worldview, to me, is very narrow. You have to observe the 5 pillars. You have to pray in this direction. You have to give that much. You have to obey, say the creed and the shahada and all. And you have to do the fast of Ramadan. And if you possibly can, you've got. Those are very narrow restrictions. To me, when the Lord Jesus says, if anyone comes unto me, I will in no wise cast him out. I don't see that as narrow. I see that as all of a sudden opening the floodgate, the gates of heaven, so that anyone who calls unto him can receive his forgiveness. The narrowness lies in the fact that I cannot manufacture my own truth. God is one. And God's provision is for you and for me. And all he's asked of us is to receive that provision. And if I turn my back upon that provision and want to find my own answer, then I am not admitting to the generosity of God. I'm wanting to become narrow in my own choices.